All right, what up? It's Ruben from TGE. And today's video, I'm going to show you the best way to find support and resistance levels and how we're going to do it. And we're going to do that. Well, I'm going to do that with showing you a UNH trade breakdown. We made 60% return in just like less than 30 minutes. It was a great trade. Let's take a look at the wins first. All right. So I want to bring up this trade first, or this post. uh, Deborah made a full recovery and then and more in just 1 week being inside the Telegram group. Like that's awesome. She was down like 4K and only had 5K left. And she's like, "Can we? Is this enough?" And I was like, "Just give it a month. I think that'll be enough for you." So the program is only like 197 for the month, and she already made over 5K. So really good stuff for her. All right, UNH today. We had a couple trades yesterday, which we had LVS, PayPal, SPY. This was his own trade, but awesome, 36%, 20%, and then today we had 60% return, which can be summarized in two images. It went wild. UNH just went wild, and I'm going to actually show you how we took this trade because this is going to be how we found like support and resistance, how we entered, and then how we decide to exit the trade. Because at the end of it, can it go more? Maybe, probably, and I'll show you here in a second, real time. Uh, but we took about our all of it at 60%. We just close it and then call it a day, right? We're done for the day, and this was all done in like 30 minutes or less. Okay, so let's do this break review. Like, how did this trade play out? How do we think about it? Let me set this stuff up here first. Okay. So this was the trade. I wasn't even. Let me clean this stuff up a little bit. Like everything comes down to setting things up. Like you got to set your plan first. Now this plan, this trade was very like textbook play style. Like it was not like having to do extra work to read the moment. It was just like everything just aligned perfectly. And if you can find trades like this consistently, like that's what you want to do. Okay, that's what you want to do. I'm going to show you here. Um, okay, let's see if this popped up. All right, so we're looking at UNH here. So UNH, oops, let me bring myself back over here. UNH, we had the key levels here, 310, 320, maybe 315. This wasn't this much of a key resistance in the morning, but it looks like it's starting to grow and grow. So that's interesting as of right now. So again, this is Gextron. This is the tool that we use. And in here we can see all the option orders coming in, all the unusual orders coming in, but also we can see the key levels. That's the important part. Like based on like Gextron gets all the option data, aggregates it, and then says, okay, based on the current market, on the current option market, here are the key levels to pay attention to. And so we have something called, we have 310, we have 320, and this is actually flipping because you see this is a tall bar. This was the tallest bar first thing in the morning, but now it's actually changing. 320 is the tallest bar. So this is the biggest key level of resistance if price is going towards it. And at first it was 310, but now it looks like it's going to be 320. And so this is good. So like if I want to take another position and this resistance zone is weakening, I'll just take another position and try to aim for 320, 315 area, whatever the case is. Okay, so first we find these tall bars, whether they're negative or positive, and we mark them. In this case, we look for the positive bars. And all I did was just mark them, 310, and then I also marked 320 here, okay? And in here, you'll also see this WEM line right here that I labeled WEM. It just stands for weekly expected move, okay? So if I go to Gextron and I go to the little bar here, you'll see all the expirations here, and you'll see columns here that says EM, which is just short for expected move, top, bottom. And I'll open this up and I'll look for today's date because we did a day trade today. That's what I was looking for. And so right here it tells me how much is left in the day for the week. So we have about 8 point move, and it gives me here the top and the bottom. Okay, so 319 and 302. I think this might have increased actually, because at first the weekly expected move is 313, right? But now it's telling me that it's actually going to be higher now, 319. And so Gexron is always taking into consideration implied volatility. Like, what's the forecast? Like, what are participants based on the option premium, based on the option Greeks? Like, what is being forecasted? What are participants forecasting this to be, right? So 319, it's increasing from 313 to 319. So when the setup looks right again, we'll just take it for another call, and we'll take our shot for 319 or 320 area. All right. So these were the original key levels. Okay, 305 and 310. That's not the case anymore, but this is what Gastron was telling us first thing in the morning. So we still had 305 and then we had 310. And all we did, the trade was so easy because today's Wednesday. We opened and we took the trade around. Let me see if I can see the screenshot here. We took the trade around 9:53. So pretty early in the morning, 9:53. Let's just go to the 5-minute chart here. 9:53. Okay, so it was like around this zone right here. And I like this area because there's a couple things. One, we were over this key resistance level 305. When we're taking a trade, we want to try and get as close as possible to our key levels. Okay? We want to get as close as possible. The closer you can get, the better, right? Because if it's losing that level, you could just have a really short stop loss, and you lose small and you could win bigger. And our objective is just to aim for the next key level, or at least get close to it, right? 310. And that's what we did. That was it. Another thing that gave us confirmation was just using this white line right here, which is VWAP. That's the VWAP line. And so we like using this, and also the volume. Like we during this rally, we were seeing that like this ended up picking up some steam right out of nowhere. Like you can see that here, just volume. So it was supporting the thesis. So volume and VWAP were very helpful to kind of give some extra confirmation to the trade and making us more confident about the trade, not getting out of it early or whatever the case is. And that was a trade. Our exit plan was right here. We took some profit when we hit 45%. I believe it was somewhere in this pop. Anytime there's a pop in the equity, typically options will also pop, have an extra boost of juice. And so you want to take advantage of that. So we took some profit there, and it got closer and closer to 310, the max reward area. Then we took the rest out. Can it go to 313? Can it go to 320? Yes. But we just like to trade level to level. That's it. We keep it nice and simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it. We want to get over greedy. If you have runners, that's perfect. All you got to do is just set a trailing stop loss, and then you can aim for extra profit zones, right? So, but you can see here that 310. If we go back to Gextron, it's still a very tall bar. It's one of the tallest bars here, the second tallest. So that means it's a very, very strong key resistance zone. And if we go back here, you can see that we're not holding it. So right now we can go back to VWAP, or we can even go back to 305. Okay, so that's how we play these key levels that Gextron is providing. And that was a trade. It really doesn't get more complicated than that. So hopefully this was helpful. If there's anything that you need to take away from this, is that like just keep it very simple. Use volume, use the VWAP, and just play level to level. That's it. And make sure that you know the expected move, because then you can add, if you have runners, you can have those runners hit those weekly expected targets, right? And then this way they give you realistic and ideal price targets. All right. So that's it. If you have any questions, or if you want to trade with us inside the Telegram group and have similar results to like what Kevin did, or like what Deborah has had, I'll put a link in the description box. And if you just want to join the community just to come and chat with us, a link in there too. If you have any questions, put them in the comments box and I'll get back to you. All right, peace out.